News now, it has emerged that the youth in South Africa is considering funeral policies as part of financial planning. This challenges the long-standing perception that this type of investment is for older economic participants. However, the rising cost of living is said to be changing that dynamic. Head of insurance products at Standard Bank Insurance Brokers, Elaine Markus, joins us for this discussion. Thank you so much for your time, Elaine, and a good evening to you. An interesting development. Talk us through some of the trends that are starting to emerge.
Yes, good morning, good evening, Tumi-san. Good to be here. Yeah, we have seen, specifically in our portfolio, an increase in the number of younger people purchasing funeral plans. I think it's because recently we've had COVID and we've had a couple of natural disasters. And people are thinking more about life insurance and insurance in general, and particularly the youth of the country. We've seen about 20% of our policies at Standard Bank Insurance being taken out in 2023 actually being from the younger generation, from people between the ages of 21 and 30. So definitely, previously that number was sitting around 12%, quite a sharp increase in the number of younger people looking at funeral policies these days.
It is obviously encouraging, and it would lead me to ask about what young people are buying into in these type of products. Is it only for themselves or for the entire family?
It is a mixture, definitely. I think younger people are more and more responsible for the older generation, especially when it comes to grandparents and parents. And we see a lot of young people definitely purchasing for family. However, people are a lot more aware of their own mortality. With COVID was definitely not very selective. Everybody was equally impacted. And with the natural disasters we've had in KZN and in Cape Town, everybody was susceptible. So people are becoming a lot more aware, especially our younger generation. And the funeral plan helps them plan their financial portfolio, so that savings and life insurance policies are not impacted when such an event happens.
Could this be sustainable? I ask this question solely because COVID-19 was a scary time and it could have been an event that shook many of us. However, there does become a normalization. Even when we look forward to maybe an improved economic climate, young people may think, maybe not just yet.
I think it's definitely sustainable. I think the world is changing so quickly. And we do acknowledge, there's been tougher economic conditions, but despite the tougher economic conditions and despite the rise in inflation and the cost of living, we are still seeing young people engaging in insurance and not just funeral plan, life insurance. Previously, I think the younger generation, when they purchase a vehicle or they purchase a home, they tend to go with the short-term insurance just to cover the property. But now they are venturing definitely more into life insurance because they're seeing the value in life insurance.
Lastly, in the insurance industry, including the issue around the funeral policies and acquiring that, they are often known and branded as grudge purchases. How is the industry looking to entice young people to get more involved in this area?
Definitely seen as a grudge purchase because you really only need it when something happens, if something happens, and you're never guaranteed. We all think it's never going to happen to me. The insurance industry is definitely evolving. The markets are evolving. We're becoming a global community. And the insurance industry has definitely been evolving in terms of how we approach people, but the types of products we produce for the consumer, it's becoming more modular. It's becoming more catered for the needs of the customer specifically. And these days, customers can really make up their own products, for lack of a better word. So I think the industry is evolving so that people are not trapped into purchasing something that they don't see value in and they won't need in future. And I think when people see the future value of what they're purchasing and have the ability to really make up their own products and their own policies going forward, they do tend to be more open and willing to engaging in an insurance product.
Thank you so much for your input. That's Head of Insurance Products at Standard Bank, Elaine Markus, talking to us about an interesting development where young South Africans are buying into funeral policies.